So last week, there was lots of talk when it came to Jonathan Taylor and the prospect of him potentially being traded to Green Bay whenever a report came out that both the Dolphins and Packers reportedly had legitimate interest in trading for Jonathan Taylor. There was also a report that the Packers were willing to make Taylor the highest paid running back in the NFL. Who knows whether or not that is factual or not. I don't think it would be smart to pay a running back, top running back money. I just don't think it's worth the value at the position. But with that being the case, there was some talk about potentially Dillon being part of the trade package. And I think when you look at the Colts, it would make sense to trade for Aaron Jones just because he is almost 29 years old. You'd have to deal with his salary cap hits over the next few seasons. Whereas A.J. Dillon is a lot cheaper, a lot younger. That would make more sense in my mind if the Packers did do some kind of trade. But Dillon was actually asked yesterday about the Jonathan Taylor rumors. And so I want to read his answer here to his thoughts about the situation. He said this: "When I saw that, I just kind of laughed. I don't think much about that. I'm not going to go upstairs and start knocking on doors or rumors or anything like that. It's just about when it's time for my name to actually be brought up, when we've got real second contract talks coming up, then I'll have those talks. But that has nothing to do with me. I'm focused on game one, rocking with my 33 over there, best backfield in America, and we're going to go out there and prove it and keep balling and keep pushing each other." So, I mean, the NFL is a tough business. GMs are always out there trying to make moves for their teams. We've heard Brian Gutekunst discuss how they want to be in every conversation to see, what is the team valuing the player at, because when it comes to any player, if they're a good value, I mean, I think it's your job as a GM of an organization to at least do your research to see what that team may be wanting. And so that's why it's tough because, let's say Taylor, the Packers could have gotten him for cheap, and Gutekunst thought that was the best idea. Sometimes, guys have to leave organizations and it doesn't happen maybe as you'd want as a fan. Because clearly when guys are on a team for a long, long time, you start to get that connection with them. And it would obviously be sad to see A.J. Dillon go. I think he's a great back, a great guy. And it's just sometimes tough to make those decisions because GMs can't always factor in the emotions and things like that. They just have to sort of act and try to make the team as best as possible. Here's also what Dillon said: "That's the nature of the business. I'm not naive to think that when draft time comes around, if the shoe was flipped on the other foot, you're trying to make your team as good as you can. I don't know what the truth to that is or whatever, but all that outside stuff, that doesn't bother me. I'm here right now. I'm suiting up. I'm wearing 28 for the Green Bay Packers. I'm fired up to get it going week one." So it doesn't seem like anything is going to come of that Jonathan Taylor situation, at least at this point right now. The Packers are going to rock with Aaron Jones and A.J. Dillon, which Dillon said is still the best backfield in America. And there's no doubt the Packers have one of the best backfields in the NFL, and especially with it being Jordan Love's first season, the running game is going to be even more important, I think, this year than in previous years, especially this week with the uncertainty of Aaron Jones or of Christian Watson and Romeo Doubs at wide receiver. They're going to need to rely on A.J. Dillon and Aaron Jones a lot more. But there is some questions as to whether or not this could be A.J. Dillon's last season in Green Bay, regardless of if there's a trade or not, because it's his final year of his contract, final year of his rookie contract. And with Aaron Jones, still having a couple of years left on his contract, do the Packers want to pay two running backs? Because I already don't think it's a great idea to invest a lot of money in the running back position, and to pay A.J. Dillon a new contract as well as Aaron Jones may not work out. So it could be his last season. If we look at Spotrac, they basically measure and estimate contracts and things like that. Right now, they project A.J. Dillon at $4.6 million per year when it comes to potentially a new contract next year for him. They say market value 3-year, $13,840,000 for A.J. Dillon. And how he plays this year will obviously greatly affect the deal he does get, whether it's with the Packers or whether it's with a new organization. And I just don't know if you're already paying AJ or Aaron Jones, who I believe has a cap hit of around $17 or $18 million next season. Is it really smart to give A.J. Dillon near $5 million a year? I don't know if that's the best idea. We'll see how Emmanuel Wilson plays this year because obviously he's going to be cheap being an undrafted free agent. So there's going to be lots of questions next offseason when it comes to the running back position. But I wanted to share those quotes from A.J. Dillon. If you want to stay up to date with all Packers news, feel free to subscribe. I also have a Packers newsletter, which you can click in the link down below. But thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.